Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a quick update. It's been 2 months with this guy here. We are just rocking in my room right now. And so before I get into the video, why don't you hit that like and subscribe button so that you don't miss any of my future videos. He was 2 months old yesterday. And so I am pretty excited that I actually am making this video, because I'll tell you why. I wanted to make a 1 month video. That didn't happen. And then I wanted to make a 1.5 month video. That didn't happen. And so this is kind of just this is my 2 month video. I feel like I'm starting to kind of get back to being able to function normally, and so that's what this is going to be. So obviously the first big difference is there is another human here that I do have to take care of. So cute. And so that does add another level of, chaos to the mix, because they, infants require a lot of attention and care. And with homeschooling, the 3 others, it has been a challenge. Most of the time, we end up doing school at the kitchen table or in my bed while I am nursing. And so it's been one constant adjustment, since he's been born. Not a bad adjustment, just an adjustment. People always ask, oh, was it harder? What was the hardest transition for you? And I used to say going from 2 to 3 was really hard, and I still think that might be the hardest overall. But I think this one does present its own set of challenges, real challenges. My son is 10, and so it's hard to be modest around him when we're nursing, just because my husband and we don't want, him to see anything while I'm nursing. And so I have to wear a wrap all the time if the kids are with me. And so that's kind of been, a challenge, just because everyone's trying to do school, and then he starts, it's time for him to eat, and then I have to go get my wrap. And so it just adds another step to the mess and chaos. And so he only recently just started sleeping through the night. I think he's had a total of 5 nights now where he slept through the night, and I'll tell you what, when he sleeps through the night, I feel like a brand new woman. It's amazing. But most of the time, it's not like that. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The half zombie mama, that's basically me. It's hard for me to get back on our homeschooling schedule in the morning. And so we usually start school between 10 and 11 at some point. And so then we're going and either cutting school short and just doing the bare necessities, or we are going later in the afternoon, which does cut down on playtime and stuff like that. So because I'm not getting up till 9 o'clock, the kids have had to start making their own breakfast, which I guess is a good thing, because they are starting to get self-independent. There are things that I have to make, that involve the oven and the stove. But other than that, my son knows how to use the toaster, and he can get cereal for everyone. He's even done oatmeal once, I think, in the microwave, and that's been awesome. But just the whole morning is my hardest. Once I'm up and showered, I can take things in stride, but the morning is just really hard to get through. It's been hard to find time with my husband for married things. If you catch my drift. Just because at the end of the day, I'm so tired, we've added another human, and that definitely takes a lot out of me. My breastfeeding journey is going great. Probably my most successful one yet. My eldest son's was just awful. I think I ended up going to formula and pumping by 3 months, and so he is obviously thriving. He is growing every day, and he's almost into 3-month close, and he's not even 3 months yet. You're not even 3 months yet. We're tagging along with our curriculum. We are doing school every day. Like I said, maybe not a full, course load, but we are doing the bare necessities. And so that's really, when you add another human, that's really all that you can do. That's all that you can expect. He just started to take bottles. I think he's had, maybe in his 2 months since he's been born, he's maybe had 3 bottles, just because one, we went out on a date, and so I had to pump, and so he had a bottle. But most of the time, it is exclusively nursing, and so I'm always on call for him. He usually eats once a night, and so that does present, again, its own set of, challenges. I'm always tired, and I don't get a full night's sleep. So I usually try to get at least a 15-minute nap during the day. And I hate to say this, I know there will be mothers who will scorn me, but we've had to put on some episodes of Netflix or Disney Plus, or we do, I have Leapfrog DVDs from when my son was super young, and they still watch them, and they get to pick what they watch while I'm nursing, or if I try to get a quick nap. He is pretty good at napping. He'll take a big nap during the day, probably 2 or 3 hours, and then he'll just have little cat naps throughout the rest of the day. The longest one probably about 45 minutes, but he'll take a few of those, definitely if we're in the car anywhere. I mean, he just passes out if we're in the car. And so on all of our travels, we went to the Creation Museum and the Ark, and we went to my mother's to celebrate her birthday recently, and so through all of those travels, he was just the best. He slept the whole time, which was so amazing because, there's nothing worse. There's nothing worse than a baby crying when you're driving, because it's you can't do anything. You can't do anything. And so he's been sleeping, and that's been awesome. My husband and I are really trying to think of different ways to really give the other kids specific undivided attention time with just them. And again, that's kind of been hard. And so if you guys have any tips or fun activities for just one-on-one time, please leave them in the comments below. I am trying to soak up all the information I can about having older kids and a newborn. My son will be 10 in August. That's not okay. 10 in August. Yikes. And my daughter will be 7. I don't like those numbers. Not really at all. But anyway, just giving them undivided attention. My 3-year-old, oh my goodness, and she'll be 4 next week. I'm having a hard time with that too. So anyway, for a 2-month update, everything's going pretty well. I do get overwhelmed sometimes with just the amount of stuff that I have, just lying around. There's just clutter all the time, and I am the kind of person who hates clutter, and so I've had to learn to kind of let that go over the past couple of weeks, just because I can't do it all, and I can't expect my husband to do it all either. And so he helps. I am so blessed to have a husband who has stepped up. He has helped. He never complains when I ask him to do stuff. My kids are amazing. Oh, buddy, it's okay. It's okay. Here, look. Again. And so my kids are amazing, and they've definitely helped out a lot too. And they just love him. I mean, who wouldn't love him? Look at him. He got big cheeks. Oh, big yawn. So he might be needing a little cat nap. So maybe we'll sit here and rock together. Slacked on my channel. I haven't been making as many videos as I'd like. But I hope to be making a whole lot more. I'm going to be doing a game schooling series. And if you guys don't know what game schooling is, I mean, it's basically in the name. Schooling while using board games. For the past couple of months, I have accumulated quite a few board games, and I'm so excited to share them with you. They're not new board games, and, well, that's not true. A lot of them are games you've never even heard of. I haven't, certainly, but I'm so glad that I kind of started to research what game schooling is, because it's become one of my family's favorite things to do. So I'm going to be doing a new kind of series, I guess, on game schooling, going through different subjects and kind of games that could be used for each subject, and kind of how we use them in our homeschool, but just fun family games also too. So watch out for those videos. We'll make more homeschooling content and hopefully do some more updates on this guy. So hopefully I find time to edit them and get them on here, because that's the hard part, right? Alright, well, I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching.